Hello! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Shy and this is my channel that's mostly focused on doing knitting podcasts, but this is not a podcast episode. This is the video I've been talking about many times that I'm going to do, and today I'm going to try and actually get this uploaded. I've filmed this one so many times over like the past few months. And like I tried to film it after I'd filmed the last podcast episode, but I'm just never happy with it, and I thought I would try again today and see how we get, because yeah, I should talk about this. And I've said so many times, sorry, I'm going to switch positions. I've said so many times I'm going to do it, so I better, really. So here we are today. My fringe is really wonky, I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to make it straight, but my hair is a bit curly and doesn't always behave the way I want it to when I try to cut it. So my fringe is still a work in progress, but hey. So yeah, if you're here for this video, chances are you've not watched a lot of my knitting content. You come from my Instagram and you've followed me for a while, and you maybe followed my old YouTube channel, Shy Bats. In that case, welcome to this channel. If you're interested in crafty things, consider sticking around, but otherwise, hello and welcome to this video. And if you are a knitting podcast viewer and want to know things about me, my life, why my hair is all over the place, not really, but and why I'm not really active on social media. Ding, says my phone, says it's time to yoga, but I will do that later because I'm filming now. Where was I? If you're a knitting podcast viewer and want to know more things about me and why I've said multiple times that this past year has been very difficult, if you want to know all the, not all the bits, but bits about that, this is also the video for you. I will probably mention or I will mention mental health and mental illness, might mention eating disorders without going into details, and anxiety and PTSD. So if you're triggered by those things, this might not be the video for you, but I'm not going to sit and talk about things in depth. So but if you're triggered by the topics, you might not want to watch. Otherwise, stick around and we'll talk about things. So if you come from my old channel, Shy Bats, this is a totally different setting, and it's kind of empty on the pony shelves if you've seen those before and stuff. That is because we are going to be moving soon. This is the thing I've not been talking about. I've maybe hinted at it, but I haven't really talked about it on Instagram. I have mentioned it in my last 2 podcast episodes, but if you haven't watched those, and you don't know me, you probably didn't know. So that is happening, and that whole situation is one of the biggest reasons this year has been absolutely crappy. Also, I might swear in this episode of what Shy does in her life. I don't usually do that on camera, but if I do, I might not edit it out. So if you're not comfortable with that, just know that that might be some rudities. But yeah, tea. I've got herbal tea with Speculoos cookie flavour today, and it's, you can't really see, I don't want to spill it. It's red, so that's nice because it's got hibiscus. and hibiscus teas are red, I think. All of the ones I have with hibiscus in them are red. Anyway, that's a tangent, and I'm nerdy about tea, so let's not talk about tea. Where was I? Yes, this year it's been crappy. I'm not talking about 2019. I'm talking about ever since last spring. So I kind of disappeared, and this is going to go into more things than the moving thing after. It's going to also be touching on YouTube and all things why well, not all things, but things on why I kind of left YouTube and Instagram, sort of, and maybe talk about that a bit. But let's start with the situation that has been. Yes, where to start? I don't really know where to start, and this is the issue with this video, and I've gone on for 6 minutes and not said anything yet. I'm so sorry. This is like, I always just don't really know what to say, and I can't really write it down because I'm never happy with it, so I'm just going to try and do this and not think about it and just upload. But yes, last spring our landlord died, to put it short, and the family who now owns this house, we are renting it. We never owned this house, we rented it, and we've rented it, this is the 5th year. So we've been quite at home here, and when that happened, they didn't really know anything about what was going to happen, but they knew they were going to sell it at some point. And we ended up just renting it like month to month and then 3 months at a time for quite some time. And well, quite some time, it's only been a bit like less than a year, but it's been a very, very stressful experience doing that, because we live outside of Stockholm, which is the capital of Sweden, in case you didn't know. And it's absolutely impossible finding somewhere to live here if you're renting, and it's kind of impossible if you're our age, don't have a lot of money and don't have rich parents, to get to buy some place to live. And as it is right now, moving away from Stockholm isn't really an option. So it's been a very, very stressful year trying to find somewhere to live, trying to do something about the economical situation we have, and trying to talk to banks to get a loan, and trying to find rentals, and just not knowing when we needed to be out of this place. Obviously we're still here, they haven't sold it yet, we're not squatting, we're still renting, but this contract is up the last of March. But luckily, as you may have guessed, since we have been packing and I have said we are moving, we did find somewhere to live. We have all the paperwork done and paid the deposit for it. We're renting another apartment and it's going to be amazing. I'm so looking forward to it now. But that has been a very, very stressful experience, and I do not handle stress very well at all. I don't handle it at all. Also, forgive the messy background, but this house is being packed up. So, yeah, I do not handle stress at all, and I've been very, very, very depressed. I deal with, in case you didn't know, with chronic major depression and generalized anxiety disorders. I have an eating disorder, and I also have complex PTSD, so it's been a ball. I'm also in therapy for that, which has been very difficult as well during this time, because that deals with my trauma. I'm in therapy for my PTSD, and reliving that alongside dealing with the whole situation we've been in for this past year has been very difficult. So yeah, it's been a lot, let's just say that. And yeah, I can't really, I don't know if I can say anything else about that situation, but I think you can imagine not knowing when and where, and knowing you have to possibly be out next week is not the best situation to be in for almost a year. And while that is like a thing, and you, at first also, I was really down about having to leave this house, because we have a garden and it's nice and it's cozy and we've lived here for quite some time now. But as time moved on, I kind of, you know, accepted that and started processing it, and got to the point where I just cannot wait to be out of this place, because it is a house, it is an old house, and it's been empty before we lived here. We moved in. They did rent it a few years ago, but it's been empty between that tenant and us, and it's not been heated, and it's literally starting to fall apart. And we're doing what we can to keep it in shape, but we don't own it, and so we can't spend a lot of money on it, and we don't really, I mean, we report things when they break and stuff, but if things don't get fixed, and like the core of the house has been kind of rotten for a while since it's been empty, there's not much you can do. So so I'm kind of just so done. And it is tiny. The kitchen is absolutely tiny, and I spend a lot of time in the kitchen because I do enjoy cooking, and I cook from scratch almost every day. Well, mostly every day. So and it's pretty low standard, and the stovetop is like half broken and stuff, so it's going to be very nice to have a bit of a fancier place for a bit. So that's sort of the situation when it comes to the house, and yeah, that has been, I mean, it sounds like a thing that's quick to, I haven't been in focus for this whole time, have I? It's like, it's quick for me to talk about now because it's been so long, and I've kind of, you know, finished processing it. But it's been awful. It's been an awful experience, and I've cried so much. I've been so stressed out, and yeah. Oh well, I forgot to mention one of my problems is also burnout from stress from many years ago, and also the trauma. So this has not been helpful, and I find myself not really knowing who I am some days. And like yesterday after therapy, I was just like, I don't know who this person is when I look in the mirror. I do not know who is David. I know he's David. I know we live together, but who are we? I don't know anything. And it's kind of not nice, and it's been like that quite a bit. I've been meds free for many years. I don't really, well, I believe in anxiety medication and antidepressants, of course, but I don't believe in them for me personally, because every time I've taken them I've just felt a lot worse, and I have tried them past this initial first bit of wanting to literally die from eating the medicine to getting past that point, but I just never get past that point with antidepressants. It's terrible. I've tried a few and none of them work for me, but I had to cave in and go on anxiety medication again because it was just getting way out of hand. And yeah, no, it's it's a bit like, it was chaotic when I first started on medication and like seeing a doctor for it. It was very chaotic because I didn't know anything about it, because I hadn't dealt with the trauma, hadn't dealt with anything. But now, when I am working with the trauma, I feel like it's a bit more dangerous to not be on medication, and I'm not enjoying that, honestly, not enjoying it at all, having to eat meds. But what do you do? Have to get through the days and get this move done. So yeah, that's kind of that situation, I think. Don't really know if I have anything else to say about that. If you have any questions about it, comment or shoot me a message on Instagram, I guess. If you'd like to see a Q&A about it or something, let me know. I don't really know what people want to know about this. I just thought, I mean, I don't feel like I have to come on here and explain myself for being gone and for this whole thing, but I kind of wanted to talk about it because I've been vague about it for a long time. I've been vague booking, but not on Facebook. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to get this out there. My French is driving me insane. I really need to do something about this. No, I made it worse. Crap. Oh, anyway. So, that's a big part of the reason I've been gone. And also, like, with my mental health just being all over the place for this past year. It's been a heck of a roller coaster, honestly, in here. So, that's been fun. Not really. But at least I'm surviving, and that's what matters, isn't it? But yeah, also, like, with Instagram and YouTube, let's get into that. Not really a natural transition, but whatever. I've also been gone because, like, I initially stopped YouTubing because I fell into a depression rut, and then I didn't want to pick it back up again because the whole ad thing happened. So you can tell it's been a while since I YouTubed before I started this channel, and I thought, like, no, I don't want to do it because of the ad thing, but I never got any ad revenue anyway. I didn't make anything off of YouTube, so that wasn't really the thing, really. It was just an excuse, I guess. And I couldn't really put my finger on why. And this is also a reason why I never upload this video. I can never quite get my point across with this, and I'm so afraid somebody will be angry with me. So, if you're confused, instead of like disliking the video or writing something hateful, just ask me and we can talk about it, please. Because I really mean nothing bad toward anyone. But if you're not familiar with my content, as it has been for my Instagram and YouTube before this channel, and before the past year on Instagram, which has been a bit of this, a bit of that, I used to run a channel called Shy Bats, Shy being me, and yeah, that being me, and it was very, very focused on GothTube, if that is like a community name, I guess, because I am an alternative person. I don't really look that extreme anymore. Sometimes I do my makeup like I did in my last podcast, which is fairly similar to what I used to do, but without all the foundation. I don't wear any foundation anymore. But bless you. There's a cat sneezing in the background. Where was I? GothTube. Yes. But I wasn't really involved in the community a lot. I've never been a community, like, online community person, really. I never was really involved because I have a hard time connecting to people because I think nobody likes me. I always think nobody likes me. So there was really nothing keeping me there. I don't know. that was kind of a tangent, because that's not the reason I'm not active on that channel. I privated all of the videos because I wasn't really happy with them. I'm not really proud of that content anymore, and to be honest, it's kind of triggering because I was a bit smaller than I am now. I attempted self-recovery from my eating disorder this past year, and that's not been good for my mental state at all. Don't do that. If you're going to recover, please go to a professional, because I believe personally, for me, it's done more harm than good. But there you go. That's the one reason I wanted to private them, because I can't really watch them. It's really triggering to me, because I was so much smaller. When I started it, I was at my lowest weight, so that was like just above 40 kilos, which isn't a lot. So, but that is also a tangent. This is like difficult to talk about, but another big reason is that YouTube as a whole, not just the goth community, and also like goth community and me as a person. God, my fucking French, I'm going absolutely crazy. But yes, labels. I don't like labels. I don't like to label myself as a goth or a metalhead or anything. The only thing I really label myself as is a pagan, because that is something I am, but I don't like labeling myself as a certain subculture or style, because I dabble in so many, really. So that is, and I also don't like labeling myself a vegan, even though I eat plant-based, because I just don't really, this is not me being a super special little snowflake. I don't fit anywhere. I do fit into quite a few of them, but since I do, I don't like labelling myself as one or the other, because there's always going to be somebody, oh, she's not a goth anymore, she's such a poser, or you're not a real metalhead because you're not purely a metalhead, or you don't fit in the Lolita subculture because you don't wear frilly dresses all the time. So that's sort of a thing, but hashtags are a thing, and you need to tag your things for people to find your stuff, and that's how that happens. And also my main go-to style is very, very alternative and goth, if you will, so it was natural for me to end up in that cannot speak. It was natural for me to end up in that category on YouTube. But YouTube as a whole is very, very focused on consumerism and hauls, and you need to buy this, you get sponsorships to show off this and review and give positive reviews and get other people to buy it, and I'm Shy, and I'm here to give you a lecture about consumerism. No, I'm not. But like, I'm not against other people doing what they want with their channels. If you like doing hauls, go ahead and do hauls. I kind of enjoy watching them sometimes, but they're not for me personally. I don't enjoy making them. I've never had a big enough channel or Instagram to get sponsorships. So I've never had like stuff sent to me to try. I've had from, again, Claire, love you. But other than that, I've had one, and that's from a private Etsy shop, which has been fantastic. But that's the one thing I've done, and yeah, I've just not had a big enough following to get big like promo things, or even like things you have to pay for yourself and then you get a code and stuff. I've never had that, so that's like A, can't do them because of that, B, can't do hauls from like out of my own pocket because I don't have that amount of money, and I don't make that amount of money off of YouTube. I didn't make a penny out of YouTube, and I think I made $1 on Patreon over the whole course of my Shy Bats YouTube career. So I'm not complaining about that. I never expect people to give me money, and I know YouTube is not as lucrative as people believe it to be. So, and I mean, my videos nowadays, they aren't even monetized because I just do this because I think it's fun. So, but yeah, that's the whole thing. And yeah, I don't mind others doing it. I'm not having a go at anybody in the goth community or any other community who does hauls. I just, for myself, don't want to be involved in that consumerism craze that is YouTube haul culture. And I kind of felt like then I don't really know what to do, because there are only so many challenges that are fun to do, and I ended up just doing my same makeup in slightly different colours every single time, and braiding in fake dreads in my hair a couple of times. And while I do enjoy makeup, I don't enjoy doing tutorials necessarily, because if I've done one, I've done all of them for me, because I don't really do my makeup that differently from day to day. And honestly, I don't wear makeup almost at all. So I think I did like a first impression on like makeup a few times where I actually could afford it, and yeah, no, it's just not my where I want to put my creativity, maybe we should say that. Like the way I'm YouTubing now, I knit things, I craft things, I do some bullet journaling, I show it off. That's a lot more fun because it's several levels for me of creativity, and I'm a very creative person, and that for me is a lot more inspirational, like inspiring. That for me is a lot more fun, and it inspires me to create more, and that's kind of what I want out of this platform. And with Instagram it's kind of the same thing. If you don't like, the thing is also, if you like go outside of your niche that you end up in, people obviously unfollow you because suddenly you're not what they followed you for, which is alright, I understand that, but at the same time, that sort of you I have an issue with social media as a thing, because I think it's very unhealthy, because no matter how hard you try not to end up in the box of, or like the mindset of the amount of likes and followers I have define my worth. And I've been through that, and I've gotten past that, I've fallen back into the trap, and it's like, as soon as you change, people drop you like you're a bag of dog poo, really. And and then you have to like try and find new followers, and it's like, why is it so important? It just is. And it's so hard to get out of that mindset, and for that reason it's so hard to rebrand your Instagram or your YouTube. And I don't know, I still post selfies, but I used to only post selfies, and it had to be like the perfect makeup, and I would take like 10 to 15 pictures but change small things and change my clothes and just upload that for a while, and it's just not healthy. I didn't feel like I can post whatever I want to do. Therefore I was very happy when Instagram like started with the whole story thing, because that means you can do a bit other things and it doesn't stick around on your page and people can't really hate on it. But I don't want that. I really don't want that. I want to I want to be able to do all that is me on my Instagram, and I don't like keeping several accounts for different things. I get it for like, I have a separate account for art, which I don't really update, but I get it for that because that is like basically an online portfolio. And I have a separate one for my ponies, which I also get because that's ponies and it's very aesthetically pleasing if it's only like 80s toys. But on my like Instagram that is Shia, which is me, I want to be able to post more of me than just my face with the one style of makeup that I dare post online, because otherwise people would say, oh, you're not a real person, you're a faker and you're a fraud and you don't belong, and we will hate you and cancel you. And that is internet culture in a nutshell, and I am not liking it, and that is why I don't really post on Instagram. And wow, I think I got the whole thing out this time. I've never gotten to that point where I did that connect with the culture thing, but here we go. So yeah, that is the thing with that, I think. Again, if you have any questions or if you're confused about anything I said, go ahead and ask. If you really do dislike and don't have anything to say, I'll go ahead and leave a dislike or unfollow. But I would appreciate it if you didn't like this, if we could have a chat about it, because we're all adult people here, aren't we? Instead of just flinging crap at each other, because that's not very constructive is the word I'm looking for. That's not very constructive. And I am going to... Oh, I know everybody on all my platforms love cheddar, so here's the cheddar cat for you. Hello. Oh. So yeah, you can't dislike this video now because it's got cheddar in it. But yeah, I think that is... I am holding the camera and it's wobbling because we are in the bed, the current bed, which is the couch. It's a bed couch, so because our old bed is gone. Because we are moving and we need a new bed, and I need to move this over here, and now I'm not in focus again. Sorry. Hello. The lighting went odd now, but there is a cat here, so also the lighting is making my eyebrows look, this one looks absolutely black and this one looks grey, so sorry about that. He took my camera space, you bastard. Oh well. I think that is about what I had to say about the whole thing, but I am not sure. Might have forgotten something, but there we go. I think I'm going to leave it at that. So yeah, what are your thoughts on Instagram and YouTube cancel and having to stick to your shtick? What are your thoughts on that? And like, am I completely out there with this? I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is like agreeing with this. So yeah, I've also been like trying to turn my Instagram into a place where I can post more different things. I've posted some cats, I've posted some knitting, I've posted some, I don't know, landscape, my altar, but it's just not really, it's a very filtered thing, and again, that's not really healthy, because you live under the impression that everybody on the internet they lead these like perfect lives and nothing bad happens, and yeah, everything is like nice and picture perfect all the time, and it isn't. And I think people forget that, and that's also a thing with like why it's not nice being a person in the public eye on Instagram and YouTube. It's that people forget you're a person, and they talk about you like you're an object or like an NPC in a game or something that you don't really think and feel. And that's something that's, I mean, that you have to be aware of that when you get online. And I'm not saying that I didn't expect that, because that's what it entails, being online, and like a big account. Not that I'm such a big account. I've got like 10.9k followers on Instagram and 50 something on here, which is cool. Hello. But yeah, no, people tend to like pick everything you do apart and discuss it, and it's like, while I understand that why and that it happens, I don't think it's a good thing. And yeah, no, it's very much a double-sided thing with the internet. It's a very good thing, and it's also very destructive. Honestly, it is. And this is not me quitting this. I'm going to keep this channel and keep knitting. Again, don't really know when I'll get to film more, because I don't really get a lot of knitting time at the moment. I don't really have any space to film because this isn't optional. But we'll see. I might. And I might also have to wait until we're in the new place. But yes, which will be soon, which is super exciting. Can't wait. But yeah, again, I'm going to end this because I've been babbling on for a very long time. If you have any thoughts or anything to say, or yeah, like I said, leave a comment, message me on Instagram, ask for a Q&A or something if you want to see that. No, I do not have a bad ombre, this is just the lighting, this is my hair. So yeah, I will see you around, and hopefully in the comments, please comment something, and because I want to talk about this thing with people. I don't want to just sit here and scream my thoughts into the abyss. I want somebody to reply. But if you don't feel like replying, that's okay, of course. If you don't feel like, yeah, no, whatever. So yeah, I will see you around when I do, and yeah, for all time's sake, stay batty, and yeah, I will see you as soon as possible on either of my platforms. Links are in the description to my Ravelry and my Instagram. So yeah, and also for the Ravelry group for this channel. So yeah, I will see you around. Have a good week and a good weekend after that, and I will see you soon. I've said see you soon too many times now. Cheers.